What I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces.
In September, Bateman was arrested in an FBI raid in Colorado City. Court documents filed against him accuse Bateman of transporting girls inside a locked, enclosed trailer and trying to cover up evidence.
And that is that right now, everybody on this conference line, excluding President Bateman, is in a hell of a fix. We played with the prophet because I have dabbled with the Lord's anointed as though he were my brother instead of my prophet.
Former FLDS member and self-proclaimed prophet of an offshoot sect, Samuel Bateman is accused of running a human trafficking ring, orgies with minors, and incest. Come join me at the Murder She Shed the place. We discuss true crime, no matter how much grime. New cases like this and often rarely heard crime cases. And my name is Holly. I already know I'm going to get demonetized for this video, so if you can be kind and like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, that would be appreciated. So we can push this into the YouTube algorithms and at least get some new subscribers. If you could do those things for me, it'd be so much appreciated. This Southern girl would love you for it. First, I must give a warning. This involves SA and minors, so viewer discretion is advised, most definitely. Samuel Bateman is the leader of a splinter sect of the radical Mormon offshoot group, the Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or FLDS. He is reportedly so extreme that previous FLDS leader Warren Jeffs has condemned him. Bateman used to be one of the respected adherents of jailed leader Warren Jeffs, but Jeffs recently denounced Bateman in a letter delivered to his followers from jail. It's pretty bad when a pedophile denounces you. That's the worst of the worst. When Bateman first announced he was a prophet in 2019, he was married to one woman at the time. On a road trip, he told his daughter, then 14, that he felt like she was his wife, scaring her. At a rest stop, he gave her a bag of Doritos and $50 and asked her what kind of car she would want to own, like a bribe. He also allegedly gave his daughter nasty and slobbery kisses, according to her. And he also allegedly described to her in graphic details how he would like to make a baby with her. Yeah, I'm already puking. When Bateman told his wife he wanted to marry their daughter, she took the child and left him. Good for her. According to an FBI document, Samuel Rapley Bateman, 46, is accused by witnesses of marrying up to 20 women and girls as young as 9, including his daughter. On August 28, 2022, officers pulled him over while carrying underage girls inside a dismal trailer. Officers pulled him over after seeing small fingers sticking out of the gaps of the trailer door. The trailer contained 3 girls, all aged between 11 and 14 years old, along with a couch, camper chairs, and a toilet made from a bucket. With Bateman in the SUV towing the trailers were 2 women and minor girls. His own daughter, who was the youngest of the so-called wives, was a child born in 2011, making her 9 years old at the most. Bateman had 2 Bentleys. Bateman, who had around 50 followers, is a pilot and a survivalist. He also makes money by trafficking ring as well as charging people to mentor them. Here's a video of him talking about how he would pay whatever it costs to get someone to mentor him, because that was so worth the money. And of course, he's talking about himself.
One of the things that all successful people do is we find a mentor. Even if you have to spend many thousands of dollars. In my little sojourn, I have spent approximately $70,000 just in mentorship programs. And they'll teach you, so don't be afraid to spend a little bit of money. They call it skin in the game. If you spend a bunch of money, you're going to do the work that it takes to make sure you get your use out of that money. So don't be afraid to invest in mentorship programs.
His homes were raided by the FBI in September as federal agents served a search warrant detailing that they were looking for evidence of underage marriages or SA between adults and children. Arizona child welfare officials briefly removed 9 girls from Bateman's home that day and then took them into state custody a day later. Bateman and his followers refer to the house as the greenhouse. Bateman lived with his closest followers inside this small green home. Inside the green home, the foyer or prayer room included a rendering of a 40-bedroom, multi-million-dollar marble mansion. Bateman said in a YouTube video he posted that he had a dream about building this new home on federal land, a place where he could bring the Queen of England for a visit. A framed card rested on Bateman's bed after federal agents spent several hours searching through his home. His followers referred to Bateman as Father. There was also a framed photo of Warren Jeffs. Bateman started telling his followers that Warren Jeffs, who is in prison, had translated. In other words, he went from mortal to immortal. Bateman told them Jeffs would only speak through him. A tiara rests on stacks of books about religion, financial impairment, and baby names on the shelf inside Bateman's home. He was often seen around town wearing a white leather jacket, traveling in a single-file motorcade of 2 Bentleys sandwiched between 2 Range Rovers. Here's another of his vision boards inside his home. Bateman wished to have all these expensive things in the future. Other members of Bateman's group lived at a large home located 2 blocks away from where Bateman lived. Bateman kept a small warehouse in Colorado City where he spent time, and women worked call center type jobs there. It was one of the properties federal agents raided on September 13th. Inside Bateman's warehouse, after federal agents searched it, a receipt for property showed federal authorities seized computers, a hard drive, Bateman's birth certificate, and handwritten notes as well as journals. They also took 2 adult toys and several cell phones. A list of drink recipes was left behind in the warehouse. The sheet scheduled a different follower to deliver Bateman drinks each day at 7 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 and 4. Father wishes that all the drinks are on time. Ugh, for some reason, that made me sick thinking about it. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to add that little part. It's just disgusting. Why would women do that for men? Like, yeah, I don't get it. Just be their slaves. How can a man control you like that? I will never understand it, I guess. The day after the September 13th FBI raid, a group of women who followed Bateman gathered together these handwritten notes. They hoped to someday ask their leader. This is because Samuel Bateman, before the arrest, had individuals filming a documentary about him. I'm not joking. Videos recorded by the documentary filmmaker, which included confessions by the minor girls and several of Bateman's followers. Bateman had wooed the documentary filmmaking couple to follow his story. The couple knew about the minor brides in November of 2020, but didn't make their first report to police until a year later. The couple turned over a recording from a 2021 conversation recounting an incident known as the Atonement, in which Bateman gave 3 of his wives, one of whom was only 12, to wicked bastards, or 3 of his adult male followers for SA. I suppose at that point the documentary people like, hey, we better turn this in, we're going to get big trouble. I don't know why they decided to. He said God had told him to give the most precious thing he has, his girl's virtue, to the 3 men while he watched. He claimed the girls had sacrificed their virtue for the Lord. He also stated God will fix their bodies and put the membrane back in their body. He allegedly continued, I've never had more confidence in doing his will. It's all out of love. These are little girls. These are little girls, guys. Little girls. Just disturbing. Bateman had 3 male followers, Maroney Johnson, Torrance Bisline, and Liddell Bisline Jr. Bateman funded his criminal trafficking ring through his followers' business. The Velociraptor is an agricultural product manufactured by Maroney Johnson and Torrance, 2 of his male followers. A 13-year-old was given to Bateman by her father, Liddell Jr. Moretta Johnson, who is 19, is Maroney's daughter and has a baby by Bateman. So basically, the male followers were giving their daughters to Bateman. So I want to give you a warning because some of the things that say on the affidavit are truly disturbing. Bateman and Maroney, one of the male followers, were at a hotel when Bateman asked Maroney to call one of his wives and tell his wife to bring 19-year-old Moretta to the hotel with a few other girls. After the girls entered the room, Bateman and Maroney were laying naked in bed. He instructed all the girls to get naked. Bateman made Maroney get with his wife in front of the girls in order to teach the girls how to please him better. Remember now, this was Moretta's mom and dad, and she was having to watch them along with the other girls. Before the girls had even been showed up to the room, Bateman had Maroney, the male follower, perform an act on him, so according to Bateman, Maroney could have an eternal bond to him. At one hotel encounter, Bateman and Maroney traded wives while they had young girls watch on a video call. Another encounter at the hotel where girls, women, and men were watching. Bateman washed Maroney's feet while both men were naked. Afterwards, Bateman told the followers he was going to finalize binding the brothers and sealing men to men. With the help of some of the girls, he was able to do the deed with Maroney. After Bateman was arrested, he instructed the women from jail to go get passports and delete conversations through a messaging app called Signal. The night of November 27th, 8 of the girls left their assigned group homes. The young girls had been rescued from the trailer, remember, and greenhouse during when they had caught Bateman. It had all been decided by Bateman on a phone call that he was able to make to the adult women that they needed to have the girls run away from their group homes and abduct them. So the adult women came and abducted all the children. Moretti, the 19-year-old, is one of the kidnappers. She is a victim of abuse, and now she is a perpetrator of kidnapping in the first degree and obstructing and tampering with a federal investigation. 3 of the adult women allegedly conspired with several males to execute the kidnapping. The FBI eventually tracked down the women and girls after a credit card owned by one of the wife's cousins was used to rent an Airbnb. Law enforcement arrived at the rental property and an officer stopped a vehicle and identified the 8 missing girls. Despite the high-risk nature of the case, the minor girls maintained communication with the older adult wives. That was how they were able to abduct them, and they also told the girls to lie to authorities about any abuse they might have experienced. This appears to be a massive investigation that will likely result in numerous arrests. Moretta is being held without bond. She is facing a life sentence for her role in kidnapping the minors. 3 women that are barely adults are facing life, and none of the men allegedly involved are yet arrested for trafficking. It really does not make sense that no other males have been charged at this time, with the FBI even having videotaped confessions, recorded phone calls of crimes occurring, journal entries of victims, and mountains of evidence. They still hadn't arrested these men. I don't understand that. These women that were victims, I know they went and kidnapped the girls, but they were their daughters, and they're victims of these men, but the women are the ones that are arrested, but not the other men with Bateman. A truly disturbing case that we most likely will hear tons about in the future. Something else is bizarre that a man named Samuel Bateman was a pioneer of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Utah in the late 1800s. Was Samuel Bateman of today this man's real name? Did he have his name changed to Samuel Bateman because he thought he was a prophet? I don't know. It doesn't mention a name change. I just thought that's kind of pretty freaking weird. Anyway, guys, if I hear any more updates on this case, and it is breaking all the time with different stuff, I almost couldn't keep up with all the information on it. Just a crazy, wild case. Maybe one of the most crazy cases I have ever heard of. Just disturbing that this could happen. It's just unbelievable that these things still happen. But they do all the time, I suppose. Just disturbing and sick. All right, guys, I love y'all, and I thank y'all for everything. I thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Y'all are the best subscribers in the whole wide world. Y'all have a great, blessed week, and I'll see you later. Love you. Bye. This is Max, my big old 120-pound. Look how big his head is. Wide as my whole chest. Where's Samo? You be freaking me. You be freaking me. You be freaking me. Lovely, lovely. You been licking butt lately? Ugh. Okay.
Hello. Quit stalking your brother. That's rude. Tell the subscribers bye. Hey, concentrate on me. Look at me, boy. You're being rude. Tell him bye. Quit attacking your brother. That's just rude. Hey, that's rude. Hey, look at me. Look at me. You're being rude. Look at old Max. He looks innocent up there. Totally innocent. Oh, he's not innocent.
From the people who deceive me, muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could